vibing. I was vibing.
Me too.
Was that from the tape?
From the no.
No,
I saw No Taker Heartbreaker had a great graphic going with that real tape.
Oh yeah.
No, I just found that on YouTube and recorded it.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
It just
I
looks
was
cool.
looking if it was mine, but the digital meter says nope. I wish.
That thing is nice.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring.
I got the
Chad up.
reels
Hang
though,
on.
those little NAB hubs and 10-inch reels. So there you go.
Your connection sounds a lot better, Chrome. What did you change? What's different?
What I'm coming through my iPad, and this headphone mic combo is sort of the audio interface for it. And fingers crossed, it handles right. I don't know. It's been weird on past, but
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like if I move too much and jiggle a cable wrong, then something happens.
Right.
So I'm going to try and be a good boy.
I mean, not 100% good, right? I mean,
Well,
We don't. I don't even understand Chrome. That's a good boy. I've never
a
even
good
heard
boy.
of shit
Good
like
boy.
that.
there is some little digital clipping I hear. I don't know if anyone can hear that or if it's just on our end.
I heard it as well. Let me see if I mute myself if it goes away. I'm going to mute for a second.
I can pull the mic out is about it, I think. I don't know what I have here. Not much.
I think it might be on your end, Chrome. I think
Yeah,
that
it wasn't me.
I think
Okay, can I set levels? Oh, it's using the iPad mic. That's the problem. How's this? Does this sound different?
I don't hear it anymore.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Of course, it picks the iPad over this little device, so I'm now with this device. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay, great.
Okay. Let me see. I just got to read some of these notes from the wife real quick.
Who's
Tracker
walking in here?
probes.
I say hi, Steve. Heyo.
Yep. I was just getting ready to make my rounds. Got Apollo in there. Got Moser.
Usual
Got
suspects.
Trust. Got Tone in there. Got Chrome. I'm just going to mention the four people on the. I'm not even going to go any further than that. Stevie.
Okay.
We need
All
more
right.
women. More women.
More women.
How do we do that, Chrome? How do we
I have
market?
no clue.
Okay.
I think between Marilyn and Leah, that's our only hope.
Yeah.
Few more maybe, but
I mean, there's got to be more women into synth, right? Like
They're out there.
they have to be out there.
Yeah, they're there.
yeah.
I mean, I do try when I'm out on a safari looking for other artists who don't get any views. I do try to find the women who are doing it.
There's more and more.
Yeah. And, you know, the algorithm doesn't love us. So when you're trying to wait for something to populate or the algorithm to work in the favor of those who only get 2 or 3 viewers, it's scarce out there. It's scarce. It's Mad Max out there.
You're rolling the house dice with that one.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
It's definitely Mad Max out there. Okay, we have 10 people in. I think we can wait another couple of minutes, and if we're still at 10, we're just going to go ahead. People can catch up.
Get
Watch
diving.
it later.
Yeah. Yeah, the synth world is a little Mad Max. It's a little. I think if you run Nomad, you're not gonna be seen. Okay, you're just gonna be out in a desolate desert. But you got to have a group. You got to have a merry band of brothers.
Yeah, but you know what the thing about Mad Max was? No one really wanted to be seen. or
That's
known.
true. 'Cause you had resources, and you protect your ass.
You didn't want to give up your resources. You didn't want to let people know where your domain was. I think, that's what it looks like at the end of the world,
a
per se.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
world.
If you think we're separated now, boy, give it a month of an apocalyptic landscape.
I thought that was just a tourism video for Australia.
Yeah. Damn. But isn't it the truth? Australia is so like the land. The land is really not that used like the U.S. is.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. There are cities in Australia that are further from each other than they are from cities in other countries because of how big and empty the middle of it is.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Yep. Yeah. But I mean, it's a beautiful place to go and visit, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I
Heard
have
good things.
I have a few snapshot memories in my mind of our visit when I was like 4 years old.
Oh wow.
But,
Yeah, that's a minute ago.
Yeah.
I saw my first snow in Canberra. I remember
Okay,
that.
is that south or is that?
That's sort of it's eastern side, but it's inland. That's the capital area, and we were there like in July or something. So I was there.
Oh, it's back, Chrome. Whatever that is, it's back. It sounds like you just put a bit crusher on.
I didn't do anything. I scratched my neck.
That did it. When
Next
you scratched your neck, you really fucked up the reception.
Let me scratch the other side.
There you go. But why did that work? But why did that work?
I have.
Scratch your balls, Crumbs. Let's see what happens when you scratch your balls, shall we?
Shit, it's gonna take me an hour to find them. I put them somewhere around here, but I don't remember where.
Just leave 'em.
Yeah. Okay, so look, because I like hearing.
Oh, you guys, you see, I'm wearing my Inky shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that.
And we are going to do
forever.
a jam. We are doing a jam
Inky
too.
forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Purple Hearts. Because I like hearing Tone's voice. We're back. We're on Thursdays. This is the first true without running a research and development one.
Right. On each other.
On each other. This is the first
Worked,
true.
Yeah,
Right?
it did.
So I'm going to put this in Tony's hands and start the show off for us, good sir.
So, Chrome, we listened to. Oh, now I don't have it up anymore. What did you guys send over to me? I can't think of the name of it. Episode
So
40?
it was Affected Octaves
Yeah,
was
Theater 40.
Affected octaves.
Oh, you wanted me to listen to a specific one? I didn't. I listened to like the first 4.
okay. Well, it was up for you. Like I listened to the whole thing and I just picked my favorite one out of it. But
Gotcha.
it's totally up to whoever or what song you like. So there was another thing I wanted to mention too, Tony, was I think like sometimes when we do this and when you eventually do something like this in the future on your own excursions, let's look into like 2 songs or maybe certain situations calls for 1 song or
Right.
3 songs. You know, let's keep it open. A type of artist like Chrome and the way he structures things, he could be a prime example for why you would want to hear
Multiple
different
Yeah,
avenues.
yeah,
I would
And,
agree with that.
Yeah, and they're pretty short for the most part too. So
What's funny about it is I almost thought it was like setting ourselves up, not for failure, but for like a challenge. It's easy to pick out songwriting and how that makes you feel, and then how sounds within also like work with the songwriting to convey a thought or a feeling or whatever.
Right.
Now, based on what you do, like there's stuff I feel, I have no clue what it is though most of the time. It's like I thought about, so I wrote a bunch of stuff about the different sounds and what was going on in all your patches and everything. But then I was like, all right, I got to get like a what's it making me feel? And one thing I kept coming back to was like fear, but not in a bad way. Think about like a wonder, something unknown. The best example that came from my own experiences was I remember being, I was probably like 10 or 11 years old when 9 Inch Nails hit with Closer. And I remember like when I was a kid, I would put the radio on at night, whatever rock station was going on in New York at the time. And put that on kind of quiet and go to sleep and listen to music as I fell asleep. And when that song was popular, it would come on at night. I remember like being a little scared, again, not in a bad way, in a way that you're like, you don't know how to feel about it's scary, but like you're not necessarily turning away from it. You're not turning it off. You're just letting it wash
It's
over
hitting
you.
some buttons.
Yeah, buttons that you don't know how to identify.
Right.
As far as like pure like the feels goes. I thought about that. I thought about a lot about like 70s sci-fi. And I mean, that stuff was all made with early synthesizers, the music in those movies and the sound effects. So like that's kind of a obvious equation. But the other thing I realize is that I listen to your music and I don't stop thinking about what you're doing at all the whole time. It was hard to get lost in, and that's not a bad thing either. It's just a different experience. But I can see people not wanting to do that. Some people, you know, they turn on music. They don't want to shut their brain off and listen and have fun or feel it,
Sure.
whatever. I loved that, like, the whole time I'm like, what's that doing? What's that part? How is that happening? What's going to happen next with that thing? There's no predictability. I've said it before. It reminds me of free jazz. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And that's got a serious, like, cool factor to it that you don't hear a lot of other places.
Yeah.
And as I'm
improvised almost.
Thanks.
and as I'm listening to Tony, I'm like, as he's explaining his interpretation of it, I'm like, a lot of that is what I got from it as well. It's like sometimes you really don't know how to explain something when you're listening to something, but when I listen to Paul, it's always, for me, instantly, it's like what you said with sci-fi. Like I get like the Robinsons Lost in Space. I get a lot of nostalgia, maybe because it's somewhat almost movie sample-ish, but not something sampled from a movie, but the music just takes you there. It makes it feel like you're watching movies that you used to watch or you haven't seen before while listening to the music of how the score maybe could have gone. And it's always surprising to me because there's a groove sometime in Chrome stuff, but it's not that traditional groove where I'm like, this has a hook to it and I'm grooving to it. It's almost like there's a groove there, then it's gone and it's evolved into this other channel. You know what I mean? And it's so like Tony says, it's you don't know what's coming next. It's so wide and open for interpretation that I would think even jazz will be like, yo, this guy's more free than us right now. Like at least jazz, you kind of can come around to a circle, right? You can feel where the players are going and you're just throwing down a bunch of freaking jazz notes. But with Paul, it's like, oh man, I'm going this way.
Right.
But no, we're gonna go.
I don't
this
even
way.
think Paul knows what he's doing next. And then
Paul's clueless. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Right,
I just
we're-
make stupid little patches to keep me entertained late at night while I'm playing Mahjong.
yeah, well, it definitely affects our psyche. So
That's it,
when
yeah.
every time I listen to go, hold on, let me
thing
finish
is, I
my
try-
one thought, Chrome. Hang on,
Go.
you're gonna get the floor, I promise you. But real quick, so when I listen to all of Chrome, immediately I just think of one sitcom, and I've said it over and over again, was the sitcom Dream On. And Dream On covers all aspects of what I think about Chrome's music.
It was an HBO series.
And even those episodes were very different,
Right.
into very different dialogues. And black and white movies was a huge part of
Yeah,
it.
they sampled
They
a lot
told
of
the story,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So and then
I
once we get
remember
into it,
seeing a few episodes of that. Yep.
yeah.
So I know
And
what you mean. I get it. I get
don't
it.
know why, Chrome, but you always, it's just that movie. But particular,
Gets it.
what's the name of the song? Affected Octaves. So I've made mental notes on that, and it brought one movie up into my mind. I'm not going to share it yet.
So we're gonna
but
play it. And
We're going to play it first.
All right.
And I'm gonna see if Meryl did you like any ones you heard, any of the four, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I dig all of it.
Okay. Is there a particular one I should let Meryl be aware of, or a timestamp you have?
Yeah,
Were
the
you
one
playing
that
from the beginning?
I did play from the beginning. So
Okay.
Dr. Mike
So
and
the first-
Recommend were the first, not the first two, but like the second and the third one.
Second and third. Right.
Recommend, I believe, is the one you played on Popcorn Night recently. I didn't realize until about halfway through. That's when it's jogged my memory. But it's something we've seen, so it's something you guys have seen as well. Something we could talk about. I want to say it's like 6 minutes in.
yeah, that's
Okay, because the Wasp one is just before Affected Octaves. those two back to back were fucking crazy. I wonder if you're talking about the Wasp.
No, that was 5 Guns.
Oh, 5 Guns. Okay.
The first thing, so it opens, the first 2 videos it opens with were my 2 hardware jam submissions from 2022 and 23.
Got you. Okay.
So 5 Guns and a session with Dr. Mike.
Oh, okay.
Marilyn's so on
And
point.
yeah, that's. But in particular, I have the 3 videos that are highlighting the individual Derringers that I just got. So the Birth of a Cat, Birth of a Wasp, and Higher Than Everest.
Okay.
Killer titles.
Those
too.
3 are they're
right.
single synth, and they were each produced a little different because
Okay, wait,
synth.
Chrome, wait. Let's listen to the video first, and then I want you to go into all that.
Okay. Which video is this?
Now, and the thing is, you got those pictures that I sent you too for affected octaves, and I was also talking about the last video. What are your thoughts?
What are your
I sent you
thoughts?
4
Yeah.
pictures. They're basically blow-ups of the patch. So if you wanted to talk about the technicality of how things are laid out and what effects and all like that, you
Okay.
can go into those
Where did you
pictures and
send
get
those
into it.
pictures?
I emailed those to Marilyn.
Oh, okay. So it's in her field.
Matt
Okay.
says, which one do you
Yeah.
want her to play?
Okay. Which one do you
But-
want her to play?
So
Let's go with the one Tony was talking about. Is 6 minutes in.
That's this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, this one.
You have it on already.
okay. Yeah, this is the one I gave you guys for Popcorn Jam the
Yeah.
other week.
Okay.
So the thing that jumped out to me kind of right away is that rhythmic, and that goes throughout the song, and it sounds like an LFO doing something. I can't tell you what. What I liked about it is I'm guessing there's like a filter or some kind of change, drastic change to the patch, but it stays rhythmic, but the rhythm almost changes, and that's based on the way the patch hits. So like maybe the way the notes attacking, maybe it's the way, I don't even know how to describe it because I don't understand the patch build well enough. But it was very cool. I was like, it's got a, like you hear it right there, the wah, 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 but if you keep listening, that doesn't slow down or speed up, but it does feel, it feels like it goes away. And I know it's still there because I can hear the patch changing. You hear the timbre really kind of go crazy there, and then come back to something a little more rhythmic, and then kind of disappear, and then float back underneath. It's awesome.
And that bell thing, it's really a Chrome signature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like things are slowly being thrown at you. You know.
Yeah, I actually wrote down stab into bells, into noise,
Yeah,
back
that
into
bell
bells.
is, yeah,
It's very
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that bell thing is a staple.
I didn't want to bring up the patch, but I got the video up here just so I can look at what's on it. I build these things and then I completely forget. There's a lot going on in this sucker. Yep.
And then the dialogue in the background, right?
It's very cool.
It's very Chrome.
Chrome, did you look at this part of the, I guess, the feature to kind of get an idea where you wanted to start?
Yeah, I mean, I just grabbed this from Archive, and it's sort of like what, because there's more to it, but it's like, this is a good place to end it, you know. And yeah, but it's just picking that one sequence and how it started off with him kind of running into this space, and then you'll see the ending of this. That kind of, everything fit just perfectly. So, and when you heard it on Popcorn Night, Marilyn guessed that this was it's sort of a sample, but then it's played backwards.
I was going to say
So
it
it's
says
alternating
backwards,
between
right?
playing forward and backwards. Yep.
It's interesting too because it's the way it's mixed in. Very much paying attention to it now. I hear that it's in reverse. My first listen, I didn't notice it was in reverse.
Yeah, forward and reverse.
It just felt like
That's it.
a vocal
Something.
layer. Yeah.
And the thing is, because you can't understand it, it becomes sinister.
Sure.
Right.
Threatening.
It almost sounds alien.
Yeah.
For the rest of your natural life, and it goes forward again.
Movies were made so strange then.
Yeah.
This was a French film, actually, that I found.
Really?
It was sort of a strange film. And, yeah, but it starts off with this guy, like, stalking some girl and then kidnapping her all on. I was like, yeah, no, that's not, I don't want that. But this is sort of later on.
It's so easy. Like, I had to snap myself out of getting lost in the sound. Like, I love when artists can do that.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed in this song, it feels like there's a chord progression in here. It's hard to pay attention to because you're drawn by the stabs and the bells. You're drawn by the video, but there's like these big, they're kind of pads, they're kind of big synth washy
There
things.
is.
Okay, so was there a chosen progression through there?
If you go back to the beginning of that video, maybe just like 10 seconds in or whatever, so you can see the actual patch before the actual video starts. Okay, so pause it there. Can you zoom if you want to? I guess you can't really zoom that up.
Was it?
She'll get there.
Yeah, she'll get it.
Yeah. So just get that one image you had with the whole. There you go. So what you have there at the. Oh, cool. A little bit of zooming. I got to zoom in myself.
Could you move our pictures off to the side, Daryl? That way we can see the entire patch.
The very top row has sort of three basic things going on: the master clock, and then a sequencer that what is that? 5. So that's like 40-step sequencer, and then that's actually sequencing the chords of this chord key. So the chord key is a 4-note chord generator, and you basically just pick what note and what octave for the 4 values, and it can pass through gate and stuff like that. So it's wonderful for playing chords, and it can store up to 25 chords. So I'm sequencing 40 chords from a collection of 25, and I basically tune it so that they went together, but they weren't a song or anything like that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I noticed as I'm listening, I'm like, there's a chord progression back there. And I love chord progressions that aren't just 4 or 3 or 5. You know, when you're listening to a song and you realize that even if it's a repeating part, but it's like there's like 8 or 9 or 10 chords happening. It's long. It'll last over 8 or 16 bars. I love that. I think it's a really really like intelligent. It shows like a songwriting process that was like there was a lot of thought put into this, not just these 4
the beauty
chords
of this
were.
modular is that I can sort of rip out the CV is the volt per octave or the note, and then the gate is the timing, so I can split those out, and then you're doing having one note, but it has different timing than that note playing with a different synthesizer, kind of different gates for the same note and stuff like that. I mean,
it's very cool.
You go crazy.
Yeah.
So, and then on the third row, the far right side is the sample player. You can see a sampler. And what I have, if you look, there's this module. You probably can't read it, called 8-vert, but it's got 8 knobs that are like going back and forth, left and right, and they're triggered. They're setting basically the forward or reverse playback speed of the sample.
Oh, wow.
So the sample never plays back the same twice.
Right.
Wow.
And it goes through 8 of them, and then so they're fed into a sequential switch next to that, and the switch is clocked. I forget how automatically, but I also have a manual trigger next to it, so I can just click on it while I'm playing it and hit it, stuff like that. Yeah, so
Is there
that's how I handle the vocals.
Is there a particular thing like you can add probability to your setup?
Absolutely. There is so much randomness, and the best way to look at that, I'm going to say in the second row, kind of right in the middle, there's a module, Bernoulli gate, and it's got a red knob, and then below it is a green knob.
Okay.
And that's a flip-flop gate. So you take that, there's a blue cable going in and a yellow and purple going out, and it's biased, sort of 60-40 or 70-30, whatever, towards the yellow versus the purple. So there's probability there.
Oh,
but
nice.
you can also, the probability can be CV controlled as well, can be modulated. So you can have it flip between one having majority versus the other and stuff like that. But sort of as a flip-flop gate, it works great. And I use that so many different ways to use that. So that's one level of probability. You have all levels of randomness kind of going on. Ability to, because I think of it as
We got the
ultimately
static
voltage
back,
is flowing.
Chrome. We got the
Sorry.
static back.
I touched the cable wrong.
It's probably like a sync thing between the iPad and us. It'll probably get that way. Yeah, it's gonna get worse and then get better.
I can't see
Sorry. But
Sounds like you're getting absorbed by your own gear.
Yeah, exactly what it sounds like, to be honest.
I want to sample that bit
$1,000
crusher.
of gear and a $2 cable. What can I say?
Yeah. Way to cut it cheap there, Chrome. What are they teaching the kids in Maryland nowadays?
I'm not sure what. I got this little remote control. Does it do anything?
I mean, you sound better now.
Yeah.
Am I better now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's cleaned up.
Okay, so I'll just press random buttons on this if it goes wrong again. Thanks. But yeah, so randomness in modular is sort of what it's all about, and you've got signals flowing through, so you can interrupt them, change their values, do all kinds of things, and it's just, do they make sense? So,
I mean, coming from the bass world, Chrome, looking at this, I feel like such a foreigner. Like none of this shit actually makes sense to me.
well, that's why I got to stop and look at it myself. But I recognize all the modules, how I got them hooked up and all. But no, it's So I have a standard effects chain going on in the bottom left, and the whole thing is, the bottom row is all my mixing going on.
Okay.
But like all of my patches, I pretty much open the whole thing up and just start with track 1, channel 1. And, what am I going to do? Is it going to be, a drum track, or do I want to play with a VST, or am I dealing with hardware today, or what? And go from there. And once track 1 is moving along, then I go to the next track and build up one after another.
Right.
Okay. Daryl, let's play affected octaves.
Yeah, live review. Let's go.
Right? I mean, I've heard it before.
That's what I was waiting for.
But
And you're familiar with that one, yeah.
God, it's so good.
I have better pictures for affected octaves too. And it's a simpler. Well, is it? I better shut up. It might be simple.
Yeah. But this is good. I love this.
So this is all about the Bifaco octaves module.
Okay.
It's basically, it's an additive oscillator, so it plays the fundamental and whatever it is, 6 or 7 of the partials. And I love additive synthesizers.
during this part right here, Chrome, because I don't know anything. So my questions are going to be from the layman's, and
Okay.
I think this is good for people that are not into VCDs. What I'm hearing with the Congolese drums, I'm going to assume that they are. So are you able to, like how my brother does it? Are you able to just like go through different sounds of drums that you want and pick what you want and place it in this particular track, or
Oh yeah, absolutely.
or chain it to this, whatever you have going?
So the drums in this are coming from the module that's in the very top left or top right hand corner,
Okay.
and it's sort of a 12-part Indian, like Indian drums.
Okay.
So it's got the different tablas and
The tabla, yeah.
yeah, and then it's just triggering which ones are sort of like which is your kick, which is your snare, which is your hats in Indian drum speak.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also got in the middle, you can see there's a window, and it's got the presets. So they have like different collections of drums, if you will. And
Nice.
you can modulate picking those as well. I think I just stuck with the one sound. I forget if I did it manually or not, but
And so I also see you have your drums set up to that probability factor.
Yep.
So yep.
you see the Bernoulli gate in front of it.
Yep.
So I'll
yep.
take you'll have like open hat, closed hat, right? Well, why not have them trigger one or the other? So a
Okay.
Bernoulli gate is perfect for something like that.
Yeah. I'm learning here. I'm watching.
Traitor.
The thing is, it comes down to just a bunch of little small elements that you integrate all together to make the whole. And when you understand what's going on, it's easy just to take things slowly and put it together.
Right.
And for the most part, I'm always building an East Coast synthesizer, the Bob
Yeah.
Moog model, right?
Yeah.
So and this is an example of a track where there's basically one sound source, the Thaco module, but then I send that in parallel to various effects. So this has got like all these different Sound Toys effects that I just got in the Sound Toys bundle. And so it's running through each of those on the other channels.
Now, how much RAM is this taking up on your computer?
It's a beast. If I'm lucky, I can keep it under 50% CPU by its reporting. But I've pegged out, and it's hit some weird thousands of percents at times and spiked and stuff.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it depends on what I've got going, and certain VST are just like ridiculous hogs of resources and all. So. And as you had, yes, it is actually a picture of some teak that I have in the house, and then I used it in this module that lets you display pictures as blanks.
My God.
Oh wow,
I have,
really? That's cool.
I went and got like a whole bunch of samples of wood, and made so I have because you can have presets for each module in VCV. So the blank module can have presets, so I can have American walnut or teak or fruit wood or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. The look of these things, you get into the aesthetic of this.
The look is a thing for
more
sure.
than the sound.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, and you're also proud of your VCV because you always have it as a background for whatever you're scoring to, which always makes it exciting. So the viewer can see what he's using to produce the sound.
Right. But I like the canvas, the canvas, and then the art is on it, and then there's movie clips being played. It's just so much that is. I think that's what it is. It's Chrome.
Well, you know what? I got to the point where I was putting out these videos, and it's they're audio tracks effectively is what I'm creating, but you're going to put them on YouTube. Don't just put an audio track on YouTube or whatever. It's got to have a video. So
that's what I was going to say.
Now you
yeah.
chase that video rabbit hole.
Yeah, Chrome didn't get lazy, and a lot of people get lazy when it comes to portraying their art. Like years ago, I had a blacksmith a bunch of railroad spike knives and like weird blacksmithing trinkets, right? And I had these special lights and these special backgrounds for our booth when we set up the booth. And before I could finish setting up the display, the items would sell out, right? I don't know if it's because it's just blacksmith stuff and it's rare to find, but you want to almost say, hey, don't buy anything until you see it presented. You know what I mean? So when I watch Chrome stuff, you got a canvas. You have sometimes a movie flick and sometimes just stills or sometimes just images of him panning through different portions of his gear. Yeah. You know, so there's always something to look at. I love visual feedback. I don't like stalemates, you know.
Yep.
What I have a question. What I'm trying to think of how I'm going to say this. So you started off like everybody else and you listened to what I'm going to say, it sounds crazy, but normal music, right? Like you've listened to just normal fucking music because you're not normal, okay? What says, okay, all that sounds good. I love how it sounds, but it inspires me to be creative to do this. Like, do you pull inspiration from normal music when you go into your vibe?
Absolutely. If I can avoid making normal music at all costs, that's what I do. So that's why you're not going to hear a song structure, right? Chorus, verse, bridge
Right.
in my song. I've written songs like that, you know, when I was in a band, that was fine. But yeah, my vibe is totally different from what when you say normal music, you say kind of the stuff you're going to hear in most venues
Traditional, normal, like,
traditional,
yeah, like
right?
whatever we
Song,
call it.
something-
Yeah, exactly.
You got to, 4 bars in, then you got the verse, and you got chords. Well, yeah, no, I've done that, but that's not the kind of music I'm making anymore. And I prefer, just if you kind of take those. I mean, it's very hard. You know why it's hard to write pop song that's a hit? Yeah, because you got this one framework that everybody's used to death, and you got to come up with something that stands out in it or whatever.
So where are you pulling your inspiration from? Are you pulling it from other VCVers or?
No, in fact, I try not to pay attention to what other VCVers in particular are doing, and just so I don't get polluted, if you will, or
Right.
They're doing wonderful stuff, and there's some incredible artists just like using the software only and out there, and some of them are the developers as well and all. But I start with track 1, channel 1. How does it sound? What am I feeling today? And I was like, okay, that's happening, and then track 2. Each one I hit it fresh. And I rarely come at it with a sound in my mind that I'm going for. I might want to try something. So I'll say like, I want to do this collection of sequences, or like with the effective octaves, I want to play with the Spafaco module, and it's so added a synth. So that means I'm going to have some LFOs playing those, the harmonics sliders, and do interesting things with it. And sorry, I'm touching the cable again. But yeah, it's more as I'm in it, whatever sound is emerging, I follow that.
Have you ever done anything like Traitor to the Living and done ketamine and tried to play music? You're just
no.
Take
Where
any.
Can I get some ketamine?
Take any substance.
Well, yeah.
Oh, any substance?
Yeah. Have you ever taken any substance while creating music?
Like chocolate or no? I mean, I vape. That's about it.
Marijuana or nicotine?
Yeah, no marijuana.
Oh, okay.
So I have my medical card, and
yep.
And I vape that.
It makes sense now.
Yeah, now everything is starting
to
come to play.
To you? Okay.
No, it doesn't surprise me, but it all makes sense now. When let's just say if someone was baking, that they would understand exactly where this guy is coming from.
Now, I could say that I did enough LSD in the day that I can sort of project what the LSD experience would be in music, which is sort of, it's that random, chaotic, glitchy, bounce from one thing to another, and things hitting you from all angles, and that ethos. I try and maintain that a lot.
Well, I mean, has any sort of foreign substance outside of your body made a particular track that you were like, this is duly responsible from my LSD trip?
That's a great question. I got to think because I've worked in a lot of music. Honestly, no, I can't think of anything specifically like that. That, in particular, if I played that track, I would have an association in my mind of oh, this or that. So, nope. There's certain tracks that I have where there'll be a sound or a passage or something that triggers something that I've heard before, and it's like, oh, there's that sound again or something, but not anything substance wise.
Yeah.
But if you have any recommendations, I'm open to offer. So talk to me about ketamine.
Yeah, well, we won't do that on this program.
Is that part of your keto recipe?
Yeah, well, we'll definitely on the DM channel, definitely. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, here on SOAR, we don't condone any lab experiments or cooking of any chemistry types.
Or said products that you should not be cooking. Yeah. I mean, but it makes sense because, one, I didn't know you would vape and play music. So is it a surprise to me? Yeah, I think it's a surprise. But at the same time, I'm like, it all falls into place.
Yeah, it just
now.
makes sense.
Because there are occasions where one might
You realize
partake
I
in
went
the
to high school
festivities.
in Florida in the 70s, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay. Say no more.
yeah. You've
Ever heard of seaweed? Yeah,
Oh, you said enough.
there it is.
You have said too much.
Okay, there's
that's it.
one more track I want to hear. It's the very last song.
Oh, so I gave you those pictures, though. Did you want to look at those pictures?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Effective
let's-
Octaves, or do you feel like, I mean, there was not a whole lot going on, but it just shows how I'm laying out tracks typically.
However
And in
you want to,
particular,
however you want to
if you're
show it.
interested in VCV, this is sort of a way in.
Okay,
So if you can
however
bring those up.
however you want to show it. Let's see if she's
If you've
listening,
got
because
those.
sometimes she wanders.
It's really funny. I've like kind of avoided VCV, not because I'm interested,
Mhm.
and I don't want to get sucked in because I know that this can become such a
know it.
rabbit hole for musicians.
I know
And
it.
when it comes to me and like gear, it's all a deep rabbit hole.
Oh, you nerd
And
out.
I can't stop myself.
Yeah.
But like watching the video before while you were talking about what you were doing, and I'm glad we weren't on screen because I was like 6 inches from the computer monitor, like where's that going? What's that doing?
Yeah. Nerding out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm terrible in my videos. I don't show the cables typically.
Right.
'cause
It becomes a mess.
Well, part of it, the problem is if I'm actually playing while I'm recording, they're in my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times, and I'm like, where's that thing at all? So, but
Yeah.
I should do that more because there's a great module that actually lets you change the opacity on the fly, so you can have them fly in and fly out effect. And I should
Tracker
do that
says
lot more.
Tracker says you goddamn right. It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's the thing, Tony. I know by just looking at Chrome, and I've looked at some other modulars at Patchworks, and I had to tell myself the only thing you're going to purchase is the East Beast because it's semi-modular, and the Solar 42 semi-modular. I knew immediately if I got into modular, I would spend more time learning that and figuring out the beat boops, and I wouldn't want to actually create any songs. I'd probably want to just be a
Just a patch builder.
just a patch builder. Yeah, because I don't. I it's hard for me to see
I hear you.
how to stay, workflow-ish, creating songs if you're going to be 100% modular.
From what I understand, workflow is just like throw it out the window with modular to a point.
I'm going to argue the other way.
Okay.
The reason that VCV is my production platform, I say it's my DAW, right?
Right.
Because it is completely analogous to hardware. If I were building a hardware studio with a mixing desk and effectively, a reel-to-reel deck,
Sure.
and things plugging in, and that's the paradigm I'm following here. And to me, this makes much more sense.
God damn it, I'm going to download it now.
The DAW, a Logic or a Reaper
Don't
or
do it.
whatever. I mean, that's all menu diving. You do the same things, but
Yeah.
it's basically menu diving. Whereas this is like, if I want a clock, I got a clock module. If I want, an equalizer, I have a bunch to choose from. But typically you'll find like once you start patching, you're going to use the same collection of modules over and over and over because you know how they work and you know that they work and that's it. You don't, so you'll see a lot of my videos, just the same collection of modules, the same sequencer, the clock module, and, LFOs and stuff like that. So, but so real quick on the screen here for this one, as I said, this the top row, you got your master clock. And I love this clock module because you see it's got the three of the it's multipliers or dividers, so that's very handy. But the clock has also got pulse width, and that's really handy for especially VSTs when you want to send a longer gate.
Yeah.
If you don't just want a 50% on off, you want to hold it almost the whole note, so that the synthesizer can use its built-in amplitude envelopes and whatnot. So great clock module. And then next to that is an LFO module, 8 LFOs that I'm using because the main sound source is the Bifaco, and you see how the faders kind of ramp down. That's the first one is the fundamental note, and then the next what is it, 5 there?
Okay.
They're the overtone sequence.
Right.
So one's an octave up, then
That's
an
crazy.
octave, or is it octave, fifth, 2 octaves, and fourth and third, whatever. But then they're all connected to the LFO. So basically, you don't see it. This module doesn't respond, but some modules, if they responded to inputs, those faders would be dancing up and down like crazy. And that's what makes, all the motion in the sound. And then, so that's one track, but then that all gets paralleled into the bottom. You see 4 host FX, and those are all different Sound Toys modules.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's like an Echo Boy, a Phase Mistress. I can't quite read them, but different ones there like that. And then if you go to the next picture, it's the continuing on, Marilyn. Should be picture 2 or phase, patch 2, I'm sorry.
On point.
I just feel like Chrome is like I'm in school and this guy is giving us the lecture.
He is.
The goddamn PowerPoint it is. And it feels rather amazing.
And here's the thing is, so when I started this patch, it's sort of like, what's my philosophy? Is it going to be like, okay, up to 8 channels because I picked the 8-channel mixer instead of the 16-channel one because I'm lazy, and it's sort of like, what am I going to do? I said, well, I'm going to play with this thing, but I just got the Sound Toys effects, so I'm going to do one of these parallels. So what I'll have is one track as the sound source, and the next 6, 7 tracks are the parallels of that sound source through different effects. Okay. So you'll see just, here's 4 more effects. So ultimately, I think it was 7 effects total. And then the last track is the drums. But so it's that the Bifaco feeding each of these effects differently. And they might have some modulation on them individually as well. And then in the mixer, if you go down to the third picture and see the mixer I have is so good because, so on the top there is ShapeMaster Pro, which is an envelope generator, but it generates up to 8 envelopes. Okay. And I have those envelopes, you can pick the range. So it's going from 0 to 10 volts. And I have those 8 envelopes mapped to the volume levels of the mixer channels.
Right.
So you could see where the first one there is that curve in the yellow, and it kind of like drops down to about just over half down, and then comes up again. And so that's like you're playing the fader in automation. But I can't quite see the clock on it, but it might be like a 40-second cycle for that one curve. So you're playing the fader down and up over 40 seconds.
God, it's so much control over sound than just regular keyboards,
Well, that's it. And the thing is, you wire this all up, you set the values, and then you hit go and just let the magic happen. And you sit back and this stuff just plays itself, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. I love it. And you fine tune, you tweak things or whatever. And like, I don't have any kind of, I don't think I have any volume on the drum channel. So the drums are constant, but otherwise, if I'm seeing correctly. And you can also, so anyway, so that's how the mixer. But another great feature of this mixer, each channel is a stereo channel. It's got 4
That's
stereo.
fucking perfect.
Yeah, I see
4
left, right, volume, pan. Now I understand that. Okay.
Yeah, right. And so you can CV control the panning or the volume, and this ShapeMaster does just, you can set it to be a plus minus or a 0 to 10 volt range kind of thing. And but the point is, underneath each channel are the mute and solo buttons, but you can turn the mutes into fades, up to 30-second fade for each channel.
Okay.
And that's just like a whole nother level of production right there, because you're letting a fade bring a sound in and out like that, so you can manually be hitting the fades. And that's how I did my performance the other week, was literally playing the faders on 16 channels of pre-recorded drone sounds and stuff like that. But then this mixer also has 4 stereo aux sends, and so you can see right here that on the bottom row there's the chronoblob. The white module is a delay, and typically I'll have chronoblob. And
Nice.
Marilyn, if you can go to the last picture, please.
Slide.
Or slide. Yeah. PowerPoint.
Slide.
PowerPoint. Been a long time since I did PowerPoint. Has it changed?
No,
I don't know.
sounds like Chrome. I don't know.
No
Okay.
idea.
Oh, so this track I only have 2 effects sends. Okay, so Plateau is a reverb, a plate reverb emulation. So I have a delay and reverb as my effects channels, but I could have 2 more effects channels, aux sends, and you can feed them in. And one thing you can do is add CV control to them as well, so you can have something controlling how much of each effect comes in and stuff like that. So that's it. And then the last 2 modules down on the bottom I have a bass master, which basically splits everything for a mid-side feed. And
I was going to say, is
all
that a
my
bass
mixes-
to mono type thing?
Yeah, all my mixes, the bass, anything below 160 is sent panned hard to center, and above that is hard left and right.
I think Plateau's a real world module too, right? So like they make that in hardware.
It's just coming out. So Plateau is the emulation of the algorithms by a guy named DeToro, who developed the algorithms for Ensoniq DSP.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So the Ensoniq plates are DeToro's plate algorithms.
Gotcha.
And I have it in the DP4 and in Paris and Fismo. And so if you have any Ensoniq digital synths from the late 90s,
Unfortunately,
the plate
I don't.
is
But I know the sound.
Basically,
this.
this algorithm.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I find it's great reverb. I have no lack of other reverbs to choose from, and sometimes I'll put something else on. But that's sort of my basic setup. Is that I have a template with all of this kind of pre-wired in at some level, and just start throwing in the sounds, and set a sequencer and a clock, and off we go, and start building from there.
This is great. I didn't expect a lesson at all today, and I'm like super happy we went here with this.
Right?
Hell yeah.
It's fascinating, regardless of if you understand it or not. And I do enough that like this is helping me understand it better. And if there's a few people talking about how interested, like Steve's interested in it, Ayer's interested in it, like it's great. But even if you don't, like Lamar, like you said, you're asking layman's questions, but you're picking up what he's putting down.
Right. Well, now because the way he's obviously the guy's a great teacher. We know
Yes, that's clear.
Yeah, the way he explains it, it's kind of easier to follow for me
And formulate a question.
Right. So because then now I'm like, okay, so I see similarities to one of my brothers running probability to the TR-8S1. So I'm wondering, like, okay, so Chrome can obviously do the same things, but he has it on an actual interface, and he's digitally making this music, and it's like, to me, it's fascinating that there's whole other way of making music, right? We can leave all the traditional instruments aside, but now we've come to where we can just get these things done on just a computer itself.
Right. I've always looked at VCV like an architect. You have access to all the
of
tools.
it, right?
James
It
Dyson,
does,
I
and-
think. Sorry, I just want to quickly, because I'll forget otherwise. James Dyson, I think my interface has DC coupled outputs.
What's your interface?
The Arturia audio fuse, and now I understand why.
The
Wonderful.
Arturias. So DC coupled means that you can put out negative voltages,
Right,
Which
right.
is control voltages, like plus minus 5 volts is
Yeah.
a negative voltage, where 0 to 10 is positive. And
Fascinating
but
shit.
it has to be DC coupled to do that. And I've got a ton of them now, but I never use them yet. Although now I have some equipment that could take CV out.
I'm excited to see what you do with it.
But VCV, and it's really no different than any other DAW as far as what it can do. It's just how easy it is to take an idea and make it on the screen happen and work. And in particular, dealing with hardware. So when you talk about like the patches I do with my new Ulis, right? Each of those, I have tools that let me send basically CV values out to convert to MIDI values that then drive, the sequencers. You don't have much other control in those hardwares, but basically I have a sequence playing through those hardwares, and then I'm playing twiddling the knobs on the hardwares while they'll play. The signal comes back into VCV and gets recorded or processed, whatever, and that's it. And so working with hardware is a dream. I think, like I said, the one last level that I haven't done is actually letting the software control the hardware at the modulation level, and that's as much just having 1/4-inch to 1/8-inch cables.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to have the right adapter cables and all like that. But that'll come.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay, so I want to get the last song played. It is called something about your thoughts. What was it again, Chrome?
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Meryl, if you are still listening, let's play What Are Your Thoughts?
And I guess the reason I suggested this track is because it has sort of different elements going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the last track was sort of a single synth paralleled, and that's the way I played those. At least one of the Uli tracks is that same thing. But this has VCV elements. I don't think there's hardware in it, but the way I handle vocals is different, and so I thought you'd be interested in that, seeing how construct that. I guess just 8 channels.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested for sure. I can see Tracker. I can see how you and Tracker would relate, because I know Tracker frequents VCV. Like he's into it.
He writes modules.
Yeah,
He started developing modules. I saw. So.
Well, I think you said he wanted to write a module
that's what
for
he
you.
meant.
Yeah, because I saw that.
Tracker Jack is gangster.
That-
Okay, she sees it. She's just trying to bring it up right now.
Tracker Jack, what do you write in? I'm guessing you use a specific language that can be read by VCV. Is that how that works?
I should know how it works. I'm not a developer though.
No, neither am I, and I know that that's a thing. I'm just not. I'm not sure how the two connect.
Yeah, he gets down to the soldering of shit. He put a plinky together with some tight ass music. I'm gonna play that music again and show the video. But Tracker Jack is like he's an enigma. He's a undercover fucking genius. Okay, what are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
I think I have no idea what's going on, and I love it.
Right? I love this. It came in strong second.
Okay.
So the vocal samples are from my buddy Lab, and he ripped from an educational film called Gateways to the Mind. And while I can't recall that particular film, it sounds like something that you'd watch in high school psychology class or something.
Right.
I don't know. So.
Oh, mallets.
So this one, different VST going on, but also some VCV and synthesizer, FM op and additive oscillator.
What are your thoughts concerning frequencies? What are your thoughts concerning frequencies? What are your thoughts concerning frequencies?
And then the vocals are going through a delay. They're in sort of the middle right side. The vocals, they go through a delay, and then these two resonators, Elastica and Tube Unit,
That's what it is. Okay.
that give them sizzle and madness. And,
They feel like they're moving a little bit.
right.
Damn, really? Okay.
And it's hard to see, but I'm going to play a different sample now. So there's 5 samples, and I'm sort of triggering them manually.
Without the information was done without the command woman in the dark, without the command woman in the dark,
And again, I have, in the middle of the top is that chord sequencer.
Yeah,
chord
I was just
key,
looking at that.
And then it's being, again, driven by, I can't even count how many columns there are there. Is that like 10 columns, like 80-step sequencer. But it's just picking different chords. And then the red sequencer is 8 lanes trigger sequencer. And that's triggering both icon drum and DMX drums, the G-Force VSTs. But again, I've got a switch going on, so it's sort of toggling between them.
This is your brain on modular. That's gonna be me tonight. Should I buy modular?
I'm gonna be like, hell no.
This is great too, because like him breaking down how he's doing everything is wonderful now to watch and look for the different things and like identify them auditorily after the fact.
See, this is where it goes for me. Like, for me, it's like I can rarely frequently bob my head to it, but it's got this tension. Like, there's like always until the end, maybe not, no resolve at all to it. And it's just, it's so cinematic in a way where I wish it would be played on sci-fi movies.
Yeah, I feel like it's a real advantage to this huge ass sequencer, the 80-step sequencer he was talking about, that he's got the chords playing from, because it's endless.
Right.
It's not resolving, and if it is, it's just by luck, and it's then happening again, and it's not in a regular interval.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying about the probability of it.
Yeah.
Like, will it ever resolve? I don't know. What are the probabilities of this thing? It's just endless, infinite loop.
I love this.
Dyson says this is one of my favorite tracks, Crum.
Thanks.
The same as popcorn night, Mango C4.
So Tracker says it's an infinite improbability drive.
It will cycle, but it's a long cycle, so you don't notice it. Like I said, whatever, how many steps that sequencer is.
Have you ever sent anything through any of these chains and the machine or something would just throw up a wall and say, no, you can't do that. You have to reroute your efforts.
Easily. Yeah. Ends don't go in ends and outs
No,
don't go
VCV
in.
won't let you do that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, no. VCV is brilliant, yeah. So if you grab a cable that's an output coming out of something, it can only go to an input.
Oh,
And basically
even better.
every module on the screen, only its inputs sort of stay lit up. And all the other output ones go blank.
God damn it, Tony, we
Yeah.
can't do this.
Yeah, see, I really like that too, because now when you take it out of the virtual world and plug it into hardware, you're never going to blow up a preamp on a piece of gear or something
right,
like that.
right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna blow your headphones or lose your hearing. Well, don't turn it
Well,
out too loud. But
How about, and I'm going to ask this, and I know it's probably a dumb question, but is there first, so getting out of VCV and going into modular, is there some sort of noise gate you can put things through or compression before you can blow an amp?
Sure.
yes,
Oh, yeah, they have, all of those modules.
but you have to put it before your amplification source. It's got to be like your last step because of just like the nature of how modular equipment works. Like you're kind of always at the mercy of accidentally going boom.
Mm-hmm.
At least like as a signal level thing. If you ever watch, like Ben Jordan likes to do a modular stream like once a month or once every other month, and he will like plug things in, and all of a sudden he's quietly talking like you're hearing me right now, and all of a sudden it's just bam, and he's like, oh my god, sorry guys. It happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize something's plugged in a way, or a knob's in a specific position, or there's some sound already in the buffer that you don't know you're plugging in, and it's hot, and bam.
You run that risk. But
I'm just going to answer your song. My thoughts are this is brilliant, and I love it.
Yeah, I love this.
Love it.
I just love this ending.
Oh, how good is that timing, too? It's great. You're welcome.
fade to black.
Yeah, limiter. That's the word we're looking for, Tracker Jack. Thank you.
Limiter, yeah.
Limiter, yeah.
My brain's
But
going
the
so
problem
fast
is
right now.
that's the limiter on the master output. But you're talking about the possibility of just frying a particular module by plugging
Yeah,
the wrong,
right.
thing in, and that's
And in the virtual
yeah.
world,
You just
it's
have
not
to
a
sort of
problem,
know
but-
what you're doing, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so sick, Chrome. Like, man, you got a
Thank you,
sick
thank you.
style, dude.
Seriously fun stuff.
I often when I
It's
hear
a tool. That's what I say. Fool and his tool, and this is
What-
to me this is the most incredible production tool because I did nonlinear editing. I used
right,
Paris for years, and then Reaper, and I had a setup with hardware controlling the software and all. And it's just this is the easiest thing and gives me the most flexibility, and I think in it. It really comes down to that. You think in it, and to me, modular was all about learning to think in terms of CV and gate, and get away from traditional. So that's it.
Well, now I'd like to
But-
think you run a nice and quiet household because you're always in your headphones and you're not pissing the wife
There's no
off. and-
headphones. There's no headphones and no wife.
Oh, well, there you. One would say even better.
Right? My system is loud and proud when I'm doing work. So yep. But no, I'm in the room. Absolutely.
What speakers are you pushing your sound through then?
I could show you because I remembered how to hit the button right. I think, or do I? No, maybe I don't. Here, I'll flip it real fast. So I have a pair of I like a vintage company called ADS that were originally
Hell
part
yeah.
of Braun in Germany, and then like the head physicist engineer guy came to America and started ADS speakers in the late 70s. And I found them in the day, and I've been using them ever since. So let's see. I see them here. I can never figure out where the camera is on this stupid iPad.
You're pointing
Okay,
right
so
at
I
it.
got these two towers. So there's, I'm almost there. We there? I'm terribly
Goddamn
sorry.
arcade station.
Anyway,
That's awesome.
so I got these two towers with 170 watt amps powering them, and the rest of the room I've got. There goes the camera. I've got. Oh, here, this is an easy way to do it. There we go. Problem is being out of sync with the screen. So there's the main setup.
Watch your finger,
Come
Chrome.
over here.
Your fat finger's in the way. There it is. There you
There
go,
it is.
buddy.
Where the hell is the camera? Somebody tell me where the stupid camera is on this thing.
Right now, it's facing
So
your
then I
way.
got-
There you go.
Okay. So now I got side and rear speakers in the
Oh, my
back there.
goodness.
All
Okay.
ADS. It's crazy. So I have 6 surround speakers of ADS, vintage 80s technology, but to me they still sound ridiculously good, and my ears are used to them and everything like that. But yeah, so I'm mixing in the room here.
That's
And,
amazing. Like
Yeah,
for
it's
you to
awesome.
even have those like that, set up like that.
And the people will say like, "Oh, you really should use studio monitors and stuff." But I've done them in the past. But I'm comfortable with these.
You're,
That static is coming back big time, Chrome.
Sorry.
It's interesting. Like, you do hear the same thing. Like, oh, use studio monitors, and like that makes sense in a traditional mixing aspect. For what you're doing, I don't know if it needs it. I really like the idea of making music art through like a hi-fi setup. It's an interesting way to listen to it. It's ultimately kind of true to form to what the listener is going to hear, and you're not.
I wish.
Yeah, right. You're not selling this. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not out there
Right.
trying to make gold records or anything like that. I have a pair of vintage hi-fi speakers in my living room, and I just recently got a nice.
Didn't you say you had tannoys?
I had tannoys years ago. They were my
Oh, okay.
dad's. So I mixed on those. But no, I have I have a pair of JBL Aquarius Q.
Okay.
So there are towers. There's a woofer pointing up, a mid-range above that pointing up, and then a tweeter pointing out. I brought them to my local. There's a local hi-fi shop by me. I brought them there because I needed to get the woofers, the surrounds rebuilt, and I brought them in. And this guy's got all the best hi-fi stuff from the 60s on, and he looks at it and goes, "I've never seen those. What are those?" And then I explained to him what I needed, and he's like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "Yeah, come back on this day," and whatever. I come back, and he's like, "I did research on those speakers you have. I've never heard of these. These things are so cool. I want to listen to them." Once he got them fixed, he wouldn't let me leave the shop for an hour after we got him back from getting fixed, because
Yeah.
he just wanted to listen
Wow.
to them.
Yeah.
And he was like obsessed with it.
That's cool.
And I've thought about, like, what happens if I bring my DAWless rig out to my living room and plug it in there? Like, I mean, but now I'm encouraged to do it because of the way
Do it.
you're set up. I might.
Well, and you could. I mean, I'm sort of twisted here, but basically, I'm in my love seat recliner here,
Right.
with wireless keyboard and mouse and a
Yeah, mixed
65-inch screen,
I love it.
and that's it. Off to the races.
That's great.
But
Yeah, Chrome.
It works.
You are definitely something special. And did you submit something for this for tomorrow's popcorn night?
I didn't. I sort of kind of run out of ideas because you feel like you've seen everything.
Yeah.
But do you have? If you need me, are you low on content? I can certainly.
I don't think we're
That's
low, but I
It's
just
just
look
always
forward
a treat
to
to
it.
have you in
Goddamn it.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
I just
if-
hate to spam every. You see enough of my stuff, so.
Nah, don't say that.
see.
If Marilyn, if you're still listening, Chrome, what was the name of the jam you did with that woman, and there was whispering in the background?
Oh, so that's that was Moose and Squirrel Productions. Purple Funk.
Moose
called
and
something like
squirrel,
Purple Funk, too.
funk.
Okay, Tone.
Fuck are we?
I don't know if you ever heard this shit.
These names, man.
So this is my friend Heidi. And,
Heidi, yes.
Heidi's my friend from Ohm Lab days, because Ohm Lab was up like on Twitch in COVID days.
Mhm.
You know, 3 days a week for a few hours, so the community built there and all. And she's just a fan. She's not a producer at all like that, but she made those vocal samples for me and just sort of, you know, recorded gibberish in the phone. But I heard something and
What was the name of the song? What was the name of the
I
song?
think it's something like Purple Funk too.
Okay.
I have to find it here.
Maybe Steve, if you can help Marilyn find this song.
Purple
Give me a
funk?
second. I'll find it.
Yeah,
It's in
or
my-
go to
it's
the
in my
source.
master-
Yeah.
I gotta figure out which
Well,
group it's in.
I didn't want to break your
No,
your
no.
thought
It's-
process.
Is Moose and Squirrel a Rocky and Bullwinkle
It
reference?
has to
It
be.
has
Of course,
to be.
of course.
Yeah.
So it's the last track in Blippity Bloop 4.
Mm.
Purple
Oh,
Funk
gee,
2.
Bullwinkle.
Hey, Rocky.
Well, that came from one of the running gags in our little Ohm Lab group was something about squirrels at all, because Heidi would have these squirrels like fighting outside of her window or something, or being wild. So the whole squirrel thread just took off from there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. To me, it's probably my all-time favorite. It's iconic to me. It's everything you can imagine. I don't think in my mind you're ever going to top this.
Well, I can't say you're wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is subjective in this business. But
It is. And I know my wife really loves this shit too, Chrome.
so you listen to this track and think about like a French cafe in the middle 50s or 60s or something like that.
So this
that's
is what's
the
going
vibe
through
I
your
get
mind.
from it.
Okay, now
What
we're
I-
getting
Oh,
somewhere.
as well, and especially when the organ comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. And these stick figures are a VCV module, a visual module.
Oh, of course. Everything is
They're
fucking VCV.
CV controlled,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, because I know what that means. That's good.
Just means you put an LFO on them, modulator or whatever.
It's just so appropriate. I love this.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'm trying to find like a groove, and it's escaping me, and I'm still chasing
Right,
it anyway. and
right,
it's
right.
fun.
It's a groove that gets distracted by a squirrel.
There you go. And the stick figure movements is so appropriate.
What the fuck just happened? That was awesome. Sounded like the sequence fell off a table and down some stairs. Love it.
공진 챔피언이 한 방이야. 저도 그런 세상
Like she's talking Elvish.
And the rhythm's there. If you listen, the rhythm is there.
So that module is a two-dimensional LFO, but it's not an oscillator necessarily, it's random walk.
Thank you. I was wondering what was deciding where it was going.
It's called walk. It's basically Brownian motion. It's all over the place. And then the merge modules are because VCV has polyphonic cables. So you can have a single cable, in this case, pass 3 signals at once.
Absurd's got a point. Max headroom.
Good call.
VP wants to know if this is on vinyl, Chrome.
Should
Vinyl,
be.
no way. No way.
Should
Never,
be.
ever.
Should be. Give me the rights to it.
Only if the AI do it.
We're gonna find a way to get this on vinyl.
Yeah.
I love this little, that rhythm, that sequence.
Yeah. Hey, David.
Well, this is one of the kind of things when I'm putting it together, it's sort of like if I were playing this in band, what would I play on top of it?
Right.
This little organ.
Yeah.
That's a fun track.
That was a lot of fun.
I fucking love
I got
that
it.
track.
Oh, what? So that actually originally came from my OhmLab collection. And where was that at? OhmLab, Purple Funk 2. Okay, so that's why it's called Purple Funk. So each month, OhmLab would release one of his sound packs to us, and then we'd make a track with it. So this particular pack he did is called FNKY, Funky. And it samples, various funk-sounding samples. And that's what I used to, that's sort of part of it, yeah.
Man, I love that track.
Yeah.
And now I know why.
And that was from October 21.
Oh, wow.
That's an
Damn.
oldie. Yeah.
Now I know why VP is very interested in your style. After watching VP and his style. I
Oh,
could
yeah,
see
he's another
I-
one.
Yeah, I could see the similarities.
Yeah, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, VP is also Shaba.
Shaba.
Check out
Vagapoop.
check out Shaba's link,
Booga Pap.
and you'll know what I mean.
Indeed.
Yeah, Vagapoop, Vajapoop. This everything but a Cinnabon.
Everything.
Yeah. And Mango C4, if you're still listening and you're still here, you don't have to have a video. Just submit the song or submit the song in Discord in which you want us to hear. I think it's better if we go that route. If you guys want to participate in this, submit the song that
Give it to us a few days ahead of time, too.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Let me stew in it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Perfect
Right.
point.
Absolutely.
Submit the song that best represents what you're trying to do with your music. And then, yeah, like you said, 4 days before we go on air.
And it's every Thursday we try to do this. So remember that.
Okay. Mango's not in Discord, so we'll put the email up for you if you want to hop in. I thought I saw you in our Discord. But yeah, we'll put that email up. So anyone who wants to join this, go into Discord. The channel's already there. Submit the song and give us a few days to go over it. And we'll do this right here. This is what you like, isn't it?
Well, this
Everyone
is-
wants to put their stuff on a plate
I mean, who
and have
doesn't?
people taste it.
Who
right?
doesn't? Who doesn't want to try?
It can be a real nerve-wracking feeling, though. Even though we started it last week, I still had this like, oh shit, wow, like you caught that, or really, Tone? You understand that we have a signature, and so when people are literally telling you what they hear and feel, and they now can identify you out of a crowd of musicians. I mean, that is a beautiful thing, but it can be nerve wracking.
It can be. I mean,
It's
you,
tough.
you said it I don't remember when. It's good to hear people say things more than just like, oh, yeah, it's cool. I like it.
right.
And it's hard to find musicians to talk to about stuff, especially in the modern world. I mean, we're all sitting in these rooms watching a computer screen talking. We're not out there. Most of us are of an age now where it's not like I'm not running around hanging out with musicians every day. And even then, I mean, for years I'd go play shows, and at the end of the show, people, at the end of the set, friends and bands that we're playing with be like, "Oh yeah, cool set." That's all you get, though.
Right.
It's rare you get someone go, "Hey, you did this and that, and that's cool," or "Hey, we did this. What did you think of that?" And I used to really feed off of those interactions when they did happen, but they were rare. I think it's really valuable to a musician to have insight that's not criticism, just like, hey, this is what I felt, this is what I heard, this is how, why did you make that choice? That kind of stuff. I think it's a really good interaction to have.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You ever go to a museum and go look at wall art, and the
artist is there.
Yeah, there's particular exhibitions where the actual artist is there and they stand in front of their work waiting for someone to ask them a question. That is a very vulnerable time in their life.
It's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I've not done that. Now I want to do that.
Right. And
Now I really want to do that.
and there are some people, Tone, that you could tell they've been standing there and no one's asked them a question. And that's why I'm saying it's so vulnerable. It's putting yourself out there. And just to see if anyone digs it. I don't even care if it's like one person, dude. Like, really? One person dug this?
I mean, but if you're into art, see, that's the thing. I think if people aren't into something, they don't have to fucking not ask a question. You may not be into it, but you were like, hey, whoever, can you just kind of walk me through what I'm looking at from your perspective? Like, at least entertain the artist, not just to do it, but you're there for a reason. You're there to see art. And I would think it's the same for music, which is why we're doing this. You kind of want to know what people, like Tone says, you want to know what people think about your sound and what you've developed. I think everybody wants that deep down. Like it's one thing to hear the old casual pass by.
Right.
Oh, that sounded great.
It's confirmation, but it's educational. It's
Feedback. Yeah.
It's just I don't know how to put it into words, unfortunately, but it's something I loved. It's something I like to talk about, and it's rare that I get to talk to people about it. I can't talk to my closest friends that I see all the time. They're not musicians. I have one friend that's in that group that's not a musician. When I start talking about music, he gets entrapped about it. He loves hearing me. He's like, I don't understand anything you're talking about. It's so interesting though. So he's the only one I talk to about it. But I can't.
Right.
Yep.
I don't get the feed. I don't get the turn.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think Chrome was Chrome asked me a question in Discord, and I think it was somewhere on the lines of, even if you don't like something, let me know. Was that it, Chrome?
Yeah. In other words, whenever we, I won't say critique, but we talk about each other's tracks. Everything's positive and all. It's like, you did this one thing and it was okay, but I could have heard something better there or something like that, So
I agree with that.
I don't want you to feel like you've only got to say positive things for my work. You know,
Yeah.
if you didn't like something, bring it on. I don't care.
I know somebody.
I mean, I
who-
don't care.
I know somebody who had a track, and the other person was like, "Look, do you mind if I just add this note here because it just sounds a little cohesive?" And then the other person's like, "Fuck yeah, just
Yeah,
do it."
Right.
Because it's gonna do the song justice. Sometimes we can't hear things that others can hear.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you succeed is if you don't get the feedback and you don't get the critique, Howard, like Tone said, education, how you gonna learn?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every song you've ever listened to on the radio, seen in a movie, on TV, whatever, was produced by somebody who probably wasn't a band member, who listened to a song and said, I can make that better. You should try this.
Right. Because I want to know that. I want to know, like, oh, there's
Yeah.
there's other keys that I
Right.
can, maybe that wasn't the most appropriate one, but here's one that's even better.
Right. This part that you like, it's not bad. It just needs to be different. And
Oh.
when it is, it's like,
Bam.
there's a hit.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
I remember when Scotty Sounds told me, "Hey, is your Hydrosynth still mono?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Put that thing in fucking stereo.
Yeah.
You're not hearing what it's supposed to be." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so it takes someone to listen to your music and go, "Okay, clearly he doesn't know this, so let me tell him that this is an option, or show him."
Because he may not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being, I don't know, 17, 18 years old and having someone I played in a band with go, dude, what are you doing? Turn up the presence on that bass guitar. Turn up the high end. And I was like, but it's a bass. And he's like, do it. And I did it. And I was like, holy shit, that's a whole different sound that I love that I didn't know I could make.
Yep.
Yeah, you can a muddy bass does nothing but flood. But if you add a little bit of tone to no pun there, but
Right.
if you bring your mids, and I'm glad you said that. So for me, when I'm running any bass, it doesn't matter. I roll the bass at the neutral position and I put it at 1 o'clock. The bass, the treble goes sometimes 12 o'clock or sometimes 11 o'clock. Right, just depends. But normally the treble is at noon, and then my mids are at noon. So everything is just centered pretty much, and that way nothing drowns out the other.
Yeah.
But with the bass, obviously you want to at least have a little roll on that bass, just because it is a bass guitar. God damn it! And that's my tone wrapped up in a nutshell. The rest of it is me making patches.
Right. And now every amp, pedal, whatever it is you're playing through, whether it's a bass, a guitar, or any instrument, everything in the chain is going to make it sound different. And like every little choice you make can
Right.
make a world of difference.
Right.
And if you don't turn the knobs every way in every direction and hear the different sounds that you have available to you, you might miss out on something that's better than what you're doing.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what the thing with
Yeah.
that mono synth patch that I made for. If I didn't happen to mess around and freak with that thing, I would have never found the quality that I like.
Right. Yeah. And there's a lot of hidden things in there too, Like for some reason when we started this music endeavor, I don't think I ever had a fear of someone telling me our music is shit. Because I know it's not going to be for everyone, I remember buying a Ray LaMontagne album, and I was like, for the first 5 songs is really good, and then track 6 played, and it's just like, the fuck is this shit? Right? But do you discard an artist because of one song that really didn't appeal to you? No, absolutely not. And that's like, you're just not going to put out an album that's going to be spanking gold. Everybody loves the track through and through unless you're a very special artist. And there are a lot of artists who can do that for me, but they're very few.
But I mean, they may be able to do that for you, but there's that
Right.
person out there that's like, all of it sucks. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all highly subjective. But, I just hope no one puts themselves out there and all they want to hear is good. And anytime they hear the bad, they just crumble.
Perceivably bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
or it just does something to them where their feelings are hurt and they didn't get anything constructive from it.
Speaking to that, think about all the times you've listened to a record, you listen to the first 5 tracks, you don't like the track 6, you like tracks 7 through 12, whatever, and you keep listening to that record year after year after year, and then you realize at one point you stopped skipping track 6. You now like it.
That's
Right.
happened to me.
Yeah.
on quite a few albums.
Yeah, me
'cause-
too.
It was blue. I could name one right now. It's back in the day. It was the Blues Traveler Zygote album, and I only would pick a couple of ones in regarding
That band's they're monsters. That band,
and
they're
that
so good.
their bass player who
Yeah.
died at such an early age. Oh my god! But John Popper was the shit. But that album Zygote, I would skip a lot of songs until I had to make this drive to Las Vegas, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm running out of music," and I played the whole fucking album. And I think at my young mind, I was just looking for the constant hit, like the constant
Right.
what feels good. And I was forced to sit and listen. And I'll go, oh, the quality is just the same. Like,
Right.
wow, what the fuck am I? What
Right,
have
you're
I
like,
been
what was I
doing?"
thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why would I pass this up?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is it the rush just to get to the familiar song? That
It
you know?
is. It is. And I hate it. I hate it driving in the car with people or going over to my friend's house and they would skip through the songs before they were done, or they would bypass 2 or 3 of them to get to their fate. You know,
Right.
That I've always hated people DJing music.
Hate is a strong word.
Well, I've always disliked people
I like that better.
DJing music. I like to just, when somebody says, "Hey man, I just bought this album," play it from start to beginning. Don't drive it. You know, hit play, leave it the fuck alone, and let's have a conversation and listen to it. And that I've been structuring my whole life around that now. So when I go listen to like Upstate, Downstate, or VP, or Simon, you know, or Scott Sounds, even he just produced it. He's in a chat. He just produced it a couple of fucking patches. It's like, play it, see what the artist is doing for the entire listen, and get an experience from it. I think nowadays people just want to hear the solid hits. They don't want to hear albums anymore. That's a whole nother fucking topic.
It is.
We're back to AM radio. 3 minutes. Next song.
Right?
AM radio, is that even still a thing?
It is actually.
It is.
Isn't it just like sports and like weather and shit?
No.
It's a lot of different things. It
wouldn't
depends
know.
on where you
Yeah.
are.
You can find a lot of Latin channels on AM too. Like, don't ask me how I know. I just know. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, what it was it Probes or Azios who said he liked jazz? Is there a bad move on jazz? Can you go wrong from jazz?
I mean, Kenny G exists.
That's smooth
Well,
jazz.
I would say
right?
that's more
That's the
smooth.
smooth jazz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smooth jazz.
Yeah. And I know people have an issue with
Contemporary jazz.
there's for all
It's yacht jazz.
right for all the
yacht
hard
jazz, beach jazz.
all the hard contemporary people do not like the term smooth jazz or smooth jazz artist.
Well, because it's in its
really
own genre.
it's really a thing out there.
Right,
though.
right.
Yeah.
Yikes! Don't tell my friend Ty. He's a producer of that. So
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, I
That's
love
his
smooth
thing.
jazz. I love Chris
successful,
Bodie,
don't
Kenny.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayman Tinsdale. He's a bass player.
oh yeah, Wayman was a Paris guy,
Yeah.
Paris
Yeah.
user,
Yeah.
and yep. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's
is
got a
Wayman-
market, so people put that out. You know,
Is
I mean,
Wayman
that's the thing,
Tinsdale
is
still with
everything's
us?
got a
No, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think he passed like, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wayman. Oh,
Yeah, he did. That was sad.
at least that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I getting at with that? Oh God.
With jazz.
Yeah. So
Right.
when I speak to a lot of people, everyone that's like into jazz, they're like literally like into hardcore jazz. Like there is a lot of Mary Lou people that like, okay, so Groove, not Groove Chemist, but when Groove comes in here, he's from Germany and his name is Abi for short. he turned me out to this lady named Mary Lou, okay? And she plays piano and she runs a trio. And I think the drummer runs a trap set. And it is some of the, and the bassist is an upright bassist, but it is some of the most soulful jazz that I thought was just going to be like cliche jazz. And this trio is she's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I listened to 3 or 4 tracks and I'm like, I had no idea classic jazz could be like this.
Right.
It's wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
it's a different rendition of it. And then I would instantly go, okay, let me see how far jazz has come, right? So then I'll throw in a Yusuf Dave's album, and I'll get the modern jazz from like what it was in the past, and you can hear how it really never left. Like their sax player on Yusuf Days is like reminiscent of smooth jazz, but yet has a classical vibe, and it's just like jazz is going to be around forever.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard music has a season? And do you find yourself behaving to the season? So
Oh,
And-
you mean like listening? You're not talking about a musician. You're talking about like listening to music at certain times of year.
Yeah.
right,
Oh,
different
yes.
genres,
I
different
talk about
genres.
this all the time
Wow.
with people. I have rain
Halloween.
music. I have snow music. I have fall music. I have winter music. I
Let me
I don't really have spring or
Let me
summer
ask
music, I
this:
guess.
where he's going, YouTube, because I know what he's thinking. What's your rain go to? When it's rainy outside, what's your go to in music genre?
So there's a band from New Jersey, and an emo band, I guess you call them an emo band, called Thursday. They had some pretty decent notoriety in the early 2000s, and something about listening to that band in the rain. I like that band. I'll listen to them whenever, but something about listening to them in the rain is just like hits me very differently. You've probably heard of a band called Coheed and Cambria. They're from the same era.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria in the snow. I don't know what it is. It's special. You know what's great in the heat and in the summer is boom bap hip hop.
Boom bap is great. Yeah, boom bap is good.
Saturday afternoon in June when it's 85 degrees and you're just trying to sit in outside in the shade.
Yeah, it's that New York shit
Hits.
right there.
Hits.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean reggae music too for us, especially right now.
Yeah.
I really
mean-
like dance hall and dubby stuff. I've never gotten
Dubby
into
stuff.
like straight ahead reggae's
Like
Yeah,
roots and
roots,
stuff.
yeah.
yeah.
like kind of boring to me sometimes, but the very like club
Dance hall,
think about like a what's his name, like a Spike Jones music video from like 2000,
Oh,
1998
okay.
to 2000.
Yeah.
Love that stuff. But
Do the
it's
right-
another
do the
thing.
right thing or
yeah,
something.
sure.
Yeah,
do the right
yeah.
thing is a good example. In the
Yeah.
heat, yes.
Yeah. What about you, Chrome? What do you go to in the winter?
I don't have anything. I'm not
Really?
weather specific like that. Yeah, I can't
Oh, okay.
think of anything that way. So the only thing I can think of is if you said rain, riders in the storm, doors.
Doors. Morrison, hell yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are drawn to an emotion. I love Diana Krall and Frank Sinatra in fall and winter.
Yeah.
It is my absolute go-to, like Harry Conwick Jr. and all those guys. Like jazz just covers fall all the way through December, Christmas music.
Billie
You know.
Holiday when it's raining, and Nina Simone.
Oh, Nina Simone.
Okay.
That sounds great. I like jazz when I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it fits for me.
Yeah, I mean, because it's exploratory, right? And,
I guess.
and I mean, music and food, like that's the thing. A lot of chefs and bars, they play that in the background for a particular reason too. You know, like, jazz is always known to set the ambience for some reason or not.
It's a calming music.
Yep.
I mean, it's where it all started. I mean, when I say jazz is where music all, I'm not saying in general, but here in the States, jazz was the
It was the shit.
The American art form.
yeah.
Right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chrome.
Have you seen the Ken Burns series?
No.
I've seen some of it.
Oh,
It's
highly
very good.
recommend that.
Yeah, I recommend it
Yeah.
also.
So, I mean, it's good because you get the whole historical perspective, and there's a lot of people you probably never heard of, and suddenly you'll say like, "Wow, I'm incredible."
Right.
But it's limited only because it ends. I'm going to say, to me, it ended in like 1970 or 80 or something. It's not modern, but yeah, it's a good survey of everything out there. But I mean, you go back to like old Louis Armstrong recordings from the 30s or something like that. You ever listen to anything like that?
Yeah,
That's
Dizzy
incredible.
Gillespie. Yeah, hell yeah.
And the Dizzy, yeah, those guys as well. But
Mhm.
I mean, just the earliest jazz that came out of New Orleans and the sort of the leaving the ragtime tradition and coming into something more where you had the soloists and things and then the big bands. That was
Big
my
band.
introduction to
Oh,
big band.
yeah.
I had
Big band
old
jazz
fart
is fun.
parents.
Yeah,
So-
Glenn
So they had the
Miller,
big bands.
Yeah,
know?
Count Basie. Yeah.
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 Fuck yeah. I mean, Glenn Miller is the shit. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chrome.
And I can't say that my parents actually saw Glenn Miller or anything like that, but that's the kind of music that, when they were young and dating, that's the stuff they were going out and dancing to and whatnot. So their records reflected that at some level. And,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
all that stuff and like big band music. Cause when I was in school and playing trumpet and all, I started to get into band music and big
Yeah.
bands and whatnot.
That's how I got into it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you think of the old bands like Ellington, exactly, Kenton, Basie, and all like that.
Yep.
But listen to some modern big bands. I got in the '80s when I got my fancy CD set up and high quality stereo. I got into a guy called Bob Mintzer, who was like a New York studio saxophone and reed player, and he had all these New York cats who formed a big band and put out some CDs, and they were great. And it was all modern, kind of, it'd almost be like TV show soundtrack music
Mhm.
when you hear that, but up tempo and moving and
Sure.
just great stuff.
If you're looking for
no
good,
no vocals really, hopefully not. But
some good modern big band stuff, the band Lettuce. It's a little more funky, but they've always had
Lettuce,
a very
right.
big band jazz feel to me. And if you want something more, it's interesting because it's like avant-garde, but it does have a big band feel. Kamasi Washington.
Oh,
Oh,
hell yeah.
Kamasi,
Yeah,
man.
that guy.
I-
is, that guy's
I'm still
crazy.
trying to get this vinyl. I can't get myself to spend the money on it though. It's $109 in
That's
this
crazy.
thing.
Oh, wow.
It's got like 5
Wow.
LPs in that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's because he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an artist, his name is Kamau. And it's
Oh yeah. Come on.
Kamau.
Yeah.
yeah, and he does a 505
Looping type.
looping type deal, but this
Okay.
this dude's voice, the way he adds his own effects, it's recon
amazing.
reminiscent, but his vocals on the way he makes things sound is amazing.
Yeah.
I'll have to link it. I think I linked it before in digging.
What was the name of that band you said, Tony? Lettuce?
Lettuce.
Lettuce, yeah.
Scotty, can you find the link to Lettuce?
They're everywhere. They're like the Madison Square Garden house band. You're gonna love them.
Can we play that though?
No,
No,
we
not on
can't.
here.
That's why.
yeah,
that's
they're
why.
too big.
Yeah, but even Count Basie, man, Count Basie,
Bro,
Yeah.
like, but that's the thing, right? So, is it safe to say everything derived from jazz music? Is that safe to say?
American standard, like Chrome said, I would have to say it's a derivative, right? Blues came from jazz.
So, well, no, jazz came from blues.
Jazz can, yeah.
Well,
Jazz
I mean,
came
that's
from
what I meant to
blues.
say.
Jazz-
Yeah, jazz came from blues.
Jazz, right.
Okay.
Jazz came from blues and bringing in gospel, and then
Right.
they all merge and get through the wash and become rock and roll
yeah.
at some point, and off we go. But yeah, the blues and jazz, and I just think of almost like jazz is just blues instrumentation wise, right? You got brass instruments and piano and banjo originally, or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But jazz and blues so intertwined, and that, I mean, again, watch the Ken Burns special or some other one. If there's good to get an education on our music.
Yeah. Tracker Jack put in Discord, man, this is months ago, and I wish I would have stayed following with there's I think it's a 3-piece, and they're young kids, man, and they're all jazz, and one kid is on the saxophone,
That
I
actually
believe.
reminds me.
I
Cool.
wish I remembered the name, but oh my God. It's nice to see young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing that
another
type of jazz.
modern jazz, which I've probably suggested before, and they do very modern takes with like hip hop and like synthy feel. A band called Bad Bad Not Good, all one word.
Bad,
Bad
bad.
Bad Bad Not Good.
Okay.
And
I'll-
I super recommend that group, especially if you like synths and
Yeah.
hip-hop.
I'm
Listen
gonna
to
go to
them.
Bad Bad Not Good, and you go to Yusuf Dave's.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I've listened to some music.
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I just don't understand how people just not like reference this band. Fucking Rocco Palladino is a gnarly bass player, bruh. Bruh.
Man, yeah, it's just I'm just happy that jazz isn't dying. Somebody
No.
Yeah.
somebody
Right.
was like, "Yo, jazz
It's
is dying." Like, when's the last time everybody
don't know.
has to go back in the past and hear it? It's
Yeah,
like, nah.
hip
Good
hop
luck
maybe
trying to
dying.
find it live is the problem.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're not gonna-
yes.
it's hard to find live, but it's still there's a handful of places still. But
There's a
not like
place
it
here
was.
in Fort Wayne
But-
called the Soda Club, and they have jazz people that come down there and they play. They also have a grand piano that stays at the location, and random people would just come up during like
But the
happy hour.
But
and
the
play.
only genre allowed is
is jazz. Yeah,
You go
They
to the
won't
right
let-
towns, you can still find a like. You go to New York, you go to Chicago,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
can still find some great jazz places.
I think there's still Blues Alley in DC, but
Yeah,
when I moved here in the 80s, there was like 4 or 5 different jazz clubs between Baltimore and DC, and now I think one still survives, and it's because it's a name
right.
pretty much. But yeah, sad. But the same with classical, honestly. It's classical has died for the most part, but it's still hanging on in certain pockets, and Europe and Asia, I think.
Mhm.
And when I got back in the trumpet and got on there's a online site, Trumpet Herald, where everybody's in. You start meeting young kids, and I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing with trumpet and all? And they were all fired up about it, and jazz, classical, but they weren't going to do it in the United States, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Well, people are throwing out some good names. Simon says JoJo Mayer and Nerve.
Yeah, JoJo Mayer's cool.
I don't know who
I don't
that
know. I've
is.
never heard of JoJo Mayer. I need to see. I need to write this shit down, and I'm gonna
If y'all
get in
can-
it.
If y'all can bust some links out,
Yeah, put
for
some
us.
links in Discord, Simon. Tony, could you put
Yeah,
some?
I'll send you some stuff for sure.
Drop some tracks. Let's get educated up in this.
it.
Yeah.
Bish.
Bish.
Yeah. I
and
don't.
it's
I
all
don't.
available these days. That's the nice thing is you can just click away and hear all this stuff. I'm like, wow.
It's a gift. in
Right.
a box.
Right.
You don't have to go to the store and hope you can find a record or cassette or something, right?
I mean, the convenience of that, like, 'cause sometimes maybe I'm just like, I don't feel like leaving. I just want to hear music. I mean,
Right.
this is where we can't
it.
take away technology, right? Because it's like music instantaneously at the touch of our finger. That's an amazing thing, but I would never take it away from someone who has to like physically drive because of this nostalgia reasons or tangible reasons to go get an LP.
It's funny. The people who the instant access to music helps the most are the people who think I shouldn't be using this way. It's
Right.
the musicians and the music appreciators that are like, I can find anything I want at any time, and that's killer for me. But they're also the same people that are like, I'd rather buy that record. I'd rather go. I wish everyone else listening to music would consume it like I do, and not that way.
Right.
Yeah. I just
Weird.
don't want anybody taking my fucking music away from me because I didn't make a payment, or I didn't subscribe to this, or I didn't
Yeah.
offer my fucking blood lifeline to it. You know.
And you know what's funny is they can take it away without you having that problem also. which is
Right.
the other whole thing.
Yeah.
After you,
That's my big issue with
That's
it.
the
Right.
thing, Tony. Like, fuck, man. And
and you put so much into it, it should at least let you download it, right? So you can have it on the backup. But this brings up a good point of why now when you go shopping for a tape, cassette, or CD or vinyl, you really realize that you are much more pickier of what you purchase.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, okay, now I'm spending some pretty good coin here. I'm about to start getting really nitpicky of what I really want to listen to.
A London jazz scene, as Yo head's talking about. That's interesting. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think of London as a jazz town. I think
me
of,
either.
I think of Tokyo. I think of Paris.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I
even
think
even like Thailand or
Right.
Cambodia, some damn
Right.
fucking where. Like
Sure.
they love karaoke and mimicking US.
But yeah, the jazz that comes out of Japan's cool. There's a lot of good music coming out of Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love their math rock scene. It's probably my favorite Japanese music scene. That stuff's just, unless you're into math rock, it's kind of weird. But
I'm not familiar with that. Is
Me
that,
either. Me either.
algebra or calculus?
no, I'll post some math rock in the Discord.
Both.
Math rock.
Yeah, it's not what you
There
think.
go.
Well,
hope
I mean, I do have a pet peeve with that though, Meryl. Like, I don't ever want someone to listen to my music on their cell phone and say, "Oh, it sounds good."
Oh yeah, because sometimes you're not getting the good
You
quality.
know,
and
sometimes, yeah, I wish I was in control of how people heard the music. Like, I don't even like it when we play it back sometimes when we listen on YouTube. It sounds dope when it's coming out of the fucking Atom speakers, right?
Everything does coming out of those speakers.
It sounds nice when you mix it down a certain way, but fuck, man, your music can be, depending on your package.
yeah, it could be tainted.
You could be fucking yourself over easily, and that person new to you will not come back to listen to you.
Oh wow, yeah, because it'd be all sort of disarray. Yeah, that's a good point too. Like that's why we want Tone to come out here and dial our live sound in, so we have the best possible best foot forward.
Well, Steve says better heard on the phone than not at all.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
He's right.
That's
Yeah.
true. I can't even argue that, but I would prefer them not to.
Yeah,
You know, if a person can help it, go sit in your car.
well, most people that love music know that the best place 9 times out of 10 is probably going to be in their Beats or whatever their head device is. But the car being number one is
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, my car, my living room, my studio space. I mean, but that's because I have those things. But yeah, my car, my living room, my headphones. That's where I want to listen.
Yeah. Or mini disc.
Mini
Like,
discs
there's-
are great.
There's nothing wrong. Like, that's what we're talking about, tangible.
I have
But
a
they have
mini disc.
compression. Many just have compression.
Oh, really? So it
Yeah.
crunches everything down.
Yeah, it's data
Yeah, they
compression.
have-
It's
they
not
use-
bad though.
They use something called ATRAC compression. That I mean, it's depending on how they do it. It's better than MP3s, but it's still a compression.
Right.
So yeah, it's not the original track,
Yeah.
like a CD or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, shit, anything technically that you can possess, that's going to be the new thing.
Yeah.
It's already gearing itself up to it. Can't we see the patterns? Can't we see it all coming back and it's just going to catch like wildfire,
Time is a flat circle.
but not
Absolutely.
a flat earth.
Not a flat earth.
Even the flat Earth has an A side and a B side, right?
Yes.
How about
Damn.
Damn. There you go, Chromata boy.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember I had this
Flip that
one.
Earth.
I had this. It was a while ago, but I had this notion of how sometimes, well, maybe the majority of people, we always see time as linear. Like we either project the future or the past or the moment, and there's this fictitious line of time, right? So I just sat and I thought about, okay, so if time were on a spherical, like, I don't know, degrees, like whatever, however many degrees of time we can possibly conceive. If it's not linear, this is way off subject, but it just got me thinking about time. If it's not linear, then would you guys say that times are just different revenues or avenues of outcomes that have been probable just based off a decision? And so time is everywhere at every given turn of our lives?
So propagation, you're saying, like
Right.
when you drop a water in a flat surface, a drop of water in a flat surface of water,
Does it
and
spread?
it ripples out.
Yes.
Propagation's the same. That's propagation. If you do that in the 3D space, like sound does,
Thank you, Tony. Yes.
everywhere all at once. Yeah,
That's
Yes.
yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that on time. I like that.
Because I just can't see time being this linear abstract thing. Like it has to, because it affects so much outside of its limitations, outside of this linear hallway. When you think about time, it affects everything, right? Because it, like Tony said, it ripples.
Right.
I was watching a that pedal show video earlier today where they were talking with a couple of guys about old Fender guitar amps from the 50s and the 60s, specifically like their very original stuff. And they were talking about how, the sounds that the late 50s Fender amps made when you turn them up too much wasn't what people were using at the time. They were looking for clean guitar, not overdriven guitar. And it wasn't until the 70s that everyone was like, oh shit, those 20-year-old amps sound dope if you just turn them up all the way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
So that's where the rock and roll sound comes from. Equipment 20 years earlier that's broken or not working correctly or whatever.
Yeah.
But so as the one guy was talking about this, he made the joke and he's like, yeah. And then at that point in 1985, this guy went back in time to 1955, and that's what changed everything. He's making fun of Back to the Future. And I was like, wow, that's a really, really funny point to make, because he's kind of right. That stuff didn't get discovered for what it was really meant to be until that long later. And then everyone goes back and you think, oh, they must have been playing rock and roll in the late 50s. No, they were playing, bing, 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 and they wanted it to be as clean as possible.
Right.
But
yeah.
It only wound up, its value was in it not working correctly.
Oh,
That's
man.
wow. I like
So
things
cool.
as an accident.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes. That's exactly what it was, an accident.
Right. It's just something to be like, how many of those are we going to need to strive in life? How many happy accidents?
well,
How many Bob Ross
Bob
moments?
Ross I was going to say, Bob Ross would call that a happy accident.
I think that's humans. I think we as humans, we have genius and we have accidents. I wonder which one prevails.
I count on them in my music, so happy accidents is where I live.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they say that's jazz.
Yeah, maybe. I do more because I'm thinking the stuff. You saw what I have. It's more engineering, wiring and configuring, and and then hit go or run and see how it sounds, tweak accordingly.
It's interesting that you pointed out that way, because you're right. It's very much engineering and math on the front end, but like the result is not that at all. It's very much
Physics.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, it's there for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, look, everybody. It's getting late here. It's normally dinner time over on our side of the park.
I have
So
to go eat dinner soon.
if you guys want to have your music analyzed and digest, and
Wait a minute. You know what this shit reminds me of?
we'll put a little green Tibetan on it and roll that bad boy and smoke it on it.
You know what that reminds me of? When we're all like, yeah, it's getting dinner time. I gotta go. Tom's like, yeah, I gotta go. Remember when we were kids, right? And then it
The
was
sun's
like
going down.
and everybody's like, oh shit, I gotta go eat dinner. Like, oh fuck, mom is coming. Like, I gotta go, you guys.
Mom gonna fuck
It's
us
a good
up.
energy. I like it.
Yeah, we just separated like we were when we were kids, you guys. It felt
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Except Chrome's gonna go do fucking homework in PowerPoint.
Right?
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the Discord email is up. Those of you who want to come in Discord, you'll find my brother and Tone and I on a specific channel called The Third Ear. Go ahead and submit your music there. Give us a good heads up so we can listen to it, come up with some stuff, and smoke you up.
Smoke
I
you
look forward to the next collection of artists.
Yeah, thanks for doing this
Yeah.
with us, Chrome. This was
Yeah.
fun.
My pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
all.
you, Chrome.
Yeah, thank you all for showing up. As again, my famous words are, love, bye.
Take care.